When nonviolence in speech, thought, and action is established, one's aggressive nature is relinquished and others abandon hostility in one's presence. Yoga Sutras, the first yama, Ahimsa, or non-harming, which asks us to embrace nonviolence at the level of speech, thought, and action, is a profound and radical concept that is truly the cornerstone of yoga as a way of life. The practice of Ahimsa could not be further from the training I received as a young man. Everything in the world in which I grew up validated competition, struggle, the annihilation of one's enemies. As a wrestler, my favorite activity was to go away to another school and vanquish some hometown favorite in front of his disheartened fans. As a young cadet, I heard an Army Ranger recruiter explain that the Rangers specialized in missions that entailed a high degree of shock and violence. I said to myself, now that is very cool, and I signed on. I've been asked innumerable times how someone who started out as I did, willing to kill on command, ended up where I am now, devoting my life to a path of non-harming. In fact, the leap is not as great as people think it is. It is simply a matter of perception. As a man of violence, I genuinely thought I was doing the right thing. And so, for that matter, did everyone around me. As a young man, I did exactly what our society tells young men to do, and I performed my service with devotion. What changed was that I survived long enough to begin to develop my own ideas of right and wrong. As a young person, I embraced the values of those around me as my own. With time and life experience, though, I began to develop my own understanding. What I've kept from my childhood and young adulthood is the concept of service. What I have discarded is the idea that there are good people and bad people, people who should be helped and people who should be killed. A friend of mine told me of a guru from Sri Lanka who was asked, "What will be the undoing of humanity?" He answered, "The separation between you and me." Ahimsa asks us to abandon the notion of separation.